exceptionally well for its first summer, but just because summer is almost over doesn't mean that there's not work still to be done. Now I'm just getting rid of these annuals, and in their place I'm going to put some stuff which, by planting it now, will give me a bit of march on time next spring so that I can start cutting super early. And I've chosen two different things. I'm going to put some bulbs in that will flower in May and June, and also sow some hardy annuals so that I really get a bit of a head start. Now, the bulbs I've chosen are 3 different alliums. Alliums make absolutely fantastic cut flowers, but also, by planting a lot of them, I can make sure they're really cheap. By ordering in 30s, I can basically bring the price down to 26p per stem. If I was to go to a florist and order them, I might pay up to £2 for a really big allium head. So it's a really good trick, and because they're perennial, I'll have them for many years to come. Alliums like to grow in very free draining soil, and they like it to be fairly fertile. So I'm adding some grit. Just to help drainage a bit. Roughly put it in. And I'm also going to add some chicken manure pellets. So I just want to add a handful or so, just to put a little bit of food back in. And then I'm going to lightly dig this in and I can start planting. For the wow factor, I'm planting Allium aflatunense for its lilac globes that balance on tall, straight stems. Purple Sensation for spheres of deep purple, and Atropurpureum, a more delicate relative with small crimson-purple flatter heads of flowers on a shorter stem. Another way of getting ahead for next year is to sow hardy annuals. A late summer sowing will give you early flowers next year, which of course makes sense for a cut flower garden, and the nice warm wet soil ensures good germination. But there's wet and then there's really wet, and this is frankly too wet for such fine seed, so I'm going to take the only sensible option and go and do it indoors. It's nice to be in from that rain. Now, the reason why you sow hardy annuals now is so that you get a head start next year. By sowing them now, they'll flower late spring, early summer, which is a good thing when you want lots of cut flowers. But you don't have to sow them in the ground. So if you don't have space, or the weather is absolutely atrocious, you can sow them in modules and then keep them in a cold frame over the winter and plant them out next spring. And it's very, very simple. Just fill up the trays, make sure that they're nice and even, like that. And then I'm going to sow larkspur. I love larkspur as a cut flower. It lasts for such a long time in the vase. You can use it dried. It's a great, very easy, very lovely cut flower. So as long as you've got good drainage, nice fertile soil, and it's not too shady, you will get absolutely fantastic blooms. And there's the lovely little seed. I'm just making a little hole, and then I'm going to put 2 seeds for luck in each one. So I'm just going to pinch them together like that. And then give it a really good water. And then once it's had a good water, out into the cold frame, and they'll germinate pretty quick. And first thing in spring, you can plant them out. It's sounds obvious, but the key to success in a cutting garden is to choose varieties that you would like to have in your home. Along with larkspur, I'm planting cornflowers for their stunning pastel colours and calendula for a mix of sunny blooms.